Howdy, my name is Cloudy. Welcome back to the channel. You know what I'm saying? Today, we got a special video for y'all today. Happy Halloween, first of all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all candy is good, ain't got no razors or nothing like that, okay? You know what I'm saying? Today, we got a video from the Nexus. Batman contingency plan against Michael Myers. If y'all ain't know, one of my favorite scary movies is the Michael Myers film, the Halloween film. Specifically, I like Halloween 5. But what's the little girl name? Jamie?
Trap. Time to move.
He was going after the little girl. But how would Batman see what I'm thinking Batman would do, bro? Got so many damn gadgets. We don't know of anything that could kill Michael Myers, bro. Nothing have killed Michael Myers before, except pretty much for old age, my nigga. That's why the last movie they had to bring in some type of supernatural type of superpower type of thing, you know what I'm saying? To kind of make sense a little bit, because it was like, bro, we ain't gonna never be able to stop making these movies until we die. I'm thinking Batman is not gonna try to kill him. He's just gonna try to freeze him or something. Maybe that's the only way to stop Michael Myers, is by freezing him, making him go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like they did to Jason Voorhees when he went frozen, but then they dumbasses decided to thaw him out for some reason. They was like, oh, there's a serial killer that's iced up. Let's thaw him out.
Batman's contingency plan. There are things that even science can't comprehend. I faced gods, demons, and creatures that defy physics, but this being is different. Michael Myers, evil in its purest and most silent form. He doesn't speak, doesn't react, doesn't feel. Now. And maybe that's the true terror. The absolute void behind the mask. I've studied every one of his appearances, every movement. He walks as if time has no effect on his body. No racing heartbeat, no adrenaline rush. It's like he's a walking corpse, sustained only by a force that doesn't belong to this world. I recovered biological fragments left at the crime scenes. His blood. It doesn't behave like human blood. The cells don't die. They regenerate, even outside the body. No toxin, no known biological agent reacts to them.
Bro, at this point, this is God. This is angels and demons type shit right here, bro. You know what I'm saying? This Sam and Dean Winchester need to come and stop this. That's the only, bro. We need to put him in the salt circle.
And sends biology, and maybe touches the supernatural. With every analysis, I noticed a constant. The evil in him isn't.
Bro, what would Batman do? Bro is only human.
It's organic, running through his veins like a virus that erases any trace of humanity and replaces it with pure killer instinct. If he's a contagion, then he.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, I think Batman
and to contain something like that,
serum.
I'd have to go beyond science. I'd need to understand evil as energy and learn to break it at the root. I realized that Michael Myers isn't a physical anomaly. He's a manifestation, a channel.
Bro, is he able to study?
Projects itself into the physical world. If I wanted to defeat him, facing him head on wouldn't be enough. I'd have to exercise him in a scientific way. I started by analyzing the electromagnetic energy generated in Haddonfield on the days of the attacks.
Bro, Batman is goated, bro. Bro, you see how thorough Batman is getting on dude right now, bro? Has there been anybody in the Halloween franchise that got that thorough on Michael Myers, bro? I don't think so. But we gotta admit, bro, this is Batman. You know what I'm saying? He was trained by the Tibet, wherever you call them, the monks. You know what I'm saying? He got top tier training, bro.
Fluctuation patterns, something that resembles paranormal interference.
Does he find out
energy seems to react to his presence, as if the environment itself warps to keep him alive. So I developed the morphic frequency resonator, a device capable of identifying and isolating energetic vibrations associated with pure evil. Everything vibrates. Even hatred has a signature. If I can pinpoint the exact frequency that sustains Myers, I can shatter it and disconnect the entity controlling him. Technology alone, however, wouldn't be enough. Myers' essence operates on a level that borders the metaphysical. That's why I consulted the files from my time in Nanda Parbat and analyzed the grimoire I recovered. Its text spoke of rituals for.
He said of what?
Borders the metaphysical. That's why I consulted the files from my time in Nanda Parbat and analyzed
In Nanda Portat. Did I say that right, y'all? Nanda.
Technology alone, however, wouldn't be enough. Myers' essence operates on a level that borders the metaphysical. That's why I consulted the files from my time in Nanda Parbat and
Nanda Porpat. Nanda Porpat.
that borders the metaphysical. That's why I consulted the files from my time in Nanda Parbat and analyzed the grimoire I recovered. Its text spoke of rituals for nullifying the anemic echo. I took the diagrams and translations to Zatanna. She confirmed. The ritual doesn't destroy the entity, but breaks its connection to the host by generating an opposing spiritual resonance. The concept was mystical, but the principle was applicable. If evil has a frequency, I could engineer the anti-frequency. An exorcism, yes, but a scientific one. To stop something like Michael Myers, it's not enough to build a trap, you have to design a containment ecosystem.
Okay, bro, so what we doing, bro? Because it sounds like Batman is giving us every option that you could possibly use against Michael Myers, and then at the end, he's like, but that's not all you gotta do, though. You gotta be able to do a little extra. So what is it, Batman, bro? Can we beat him or not? You know what I'm saying? You scare me a little bit, because it seems like you pretty much just telling us how unbeatable he is. You know what I'm saying? You're not really telling us how you gonna beat him. You're just telling us that you pretty much telling us we can't beat the nigga, bro. You know what I'm saying? We losing hope right now, bro. You know what I'm saying? Tell us something good.
A space where every molecule works against the enemy. I called the project Operation Silver Veil. The first phase begins with creating a neutral zone, completely isolated from Earth's electromagnetic field.
So he's going to try to extract the spirit that's helping
covered in laser-etched runes, sealing symbols translated from the grimoire, a blend of science and magic. Logic and superstition united for one purpose.
Nah, Batman is dangerous, bro. Like, you gotta realize this is a human being, bro. Trained by the monks. Bro is dangerous, bro. Imagine if he, like, in the real life, like, if he really got his hands on magic and stuff like. Do y'all think Batman would use magic if he ever was able to, like, study it? Do you think he'll use it? Like he's kind of using it here? Or do y'all think he'll only use it to, like, put it in his technology, like in his weapons or something like that? I honestly think Batman might learn a little magic and start throwing some little fireballs and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Center of this structure, I installed the morphic frequency.
I think Batman with powers, bro, he might just be.
It emits inaudible sound waves that reverberate at the frequency opposite to the energy sustaining Myers. The idea is simple. If he's fueled by a malignant vibration, then I'll make it collapse in on itself. And as always, there's a contingency for the contingency. If the resonator fails to fragment his essence, the final protocol would activate, a localized quantum field collapse, trapping him not in suspension, but in a 1-second time loop.
I told you, bro. They gonna have to, bro. They most likely gonna try to trap him, bro. That's probably the only thing you can do, bro. Is trap him. He's like Jason Ford, bro. You really can't kill him, bro. All you could do is ice him, freeze him. You know what I'm saying? Don't thaw him out, though.
To relive the same instant forever. A drastic solution, but necessary. Around the resonator, a ring of autonomous drones equipped with non-lethal weapons, thermal sensors, and anesthetic nanomist. The plan is to lure Myers to the center of the structure.
Bro, the amount of technology they got
in reality, he's being herded.
To even
no escape, no chance.
Somewhat stop
luring
this
Michael
man,
Myers
bro.
into the Silver Veil.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I don't trust Batman no more. I'm losing hope. I lost hope. You know what I'm saying? How many minutes in we into this, bro? We 4 minutes in. Bro said all we could do is trap him. How we gonna grab him? We have yet to even we skipped those steps, bro. So I'ma just assume we just gonna, since, you know, he's been, you know, watching where he's been walking to and everything like that. Maybe Michael Myers been walking to and from the same exact places every single time, you know? And maybe he just like, I'm gonna set up this trap at one of the places he usually stops at. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's So I'm gonna assume that's what we doing, bro. Well, let's assume we have to actually put hands on Michael Myers, you know what I'm saying, and grab him up, and who doing it, bro? Who's helping you? We not saying he got Superman. He don't have the Injustice League on this team, bro. That's not a part of his contingency plan, bro. He by himself, and he get a little guidance, you know what I'm saying? But who gonna be there to help him, bro? And is he at least gonna call a state of an emergency, bro, to tell everybody to leave town, bro? Bro, tell everybody to leave. Pack your bag, bro. Matter of fact, leave your bags at the house. I don't think Michael Myers is gonna steal anything from anybody. I guarantee you, if one city is empty, Michael Myers is going to the next city, bro. He's gonna keep traveling to where it's people, bro. If one city is, imagine if Michael Myers ended up in Haddonfield and there was nobody there, bro. Bro, be mad as hell, bro. Wake up like.
It demands patience and a clinical understanding of what drives him. He doesn't chase victims out of anger or pleasure. He pursues a pattern,
just do it. He be going after his sister, though.
So I created the perfect echo. I used the Black Oracle to compile every sound, scent, and shadow from Haddonfield. Then, I synthesized those memories in layers. Holographic projections.
Nah, Batman is smart, too, though. Like, he real life smart,
that release
bro.
Specific aromas, and directional speakers that play back familiar footsteps and whispers. The fake city isn't just visual, it's sensory. Every street is programmed to reinforce the illusion. But Michael isn't an ordinary animal. He tests reality with small rituals, locked doors, broken windows, the silence between clocks. For that, I inserted behavioral hooks. Strategically
Wait. We just figured something out about Michael Myers.
Locked doors. But Michael
I didn't know
isn't
he
an
do
ordinary
this.
animal.
I'm gonna rewatch some of these movies, bro, because now that I'm learning a little bit about Michael Myers through Batman, bro, it's gonna make me see some of these movies a little different. He might be
with small rituals, locked doors, broken windows, the silence between clocks.
He might be the top tier's demon.
For that, I inserted behavioral hooks, strategically placed familiar objects, a lamp that flickers in the exact pattern that preceded his previous attacks, a doll lying exactly where his oldest memories converge. He follows patterns.
Is crazy, bro.
I use them as chains.
Bro, how many months do you think this took Batman
to map his responses in real time? The Black Oracle calculates deviations and reconfigures.
I just thought about it too, bro. You know this had to take at least a couple months for Batman to come up with. You know what I'm saying? He had to follow his pattern, bro. Imagine how many people died during this process, bro. I guarantee you, Batman didn't save him. You know what I'm saying? He probably saved like 1, 2, or 3, but I guarantee he's like, bro, I'm not trying to fight Michael Myers, so like. I'm gonna have to get in and get out. He either gonna have to get you before Michael Myers come, or he gonna have to get your reboot card, bro. It didn't take no hours or days, bro. It took some months for him to plan this out, bro. A lot of people died during this process. I guarantee you, bro. Guaranteed you.
Graphic City.
It probably took him until next Halloween.
If he hesitates, the replica shifts. New shadows emerge. Doors that were open before now close. Sounds that came from the right now come from the left. Confusion is the most powerful
he really throwing them off right now.
A predator that doesn't recognize its territory becomes vulnerable. And finally, the entry sequence.
Hey, we learned a little something there. Hey, listen to Batman. He's telling y'all a little something.
Tool. Sounds that came from the right now come from the left. Confusion is the most powerful tool. A predator that doesn't recognize its territory becomes vulnerable. And finally,
that's
the
a
entry
powerful
sequence.
Message right there.
Corridors that subtly narrow, directing his march. Floors that vibrate lightly to sync his steps with the resonator's timings. Everything leads to one point, the core of the Silver Veil.
Oh, see,
no
he's
traps,
leading
just the feeling of returning home. That feeling is the bait. And when he crosses the threshold, the world around him will start to crumble. When Michael Myers crosses the threshold of the Silver Veil, his world starts to unravel. The resonator's core activates its initial pulse, inaudible sound waves, vibrating at the inverse frequency to the energy sustaining him.
Bro, I really want to know what's about to happen.
Almost imperceptible, a tremor in perception, a chill down the spine. He doesn't understand, but he feels something wrong. Meanwhile, the drones adjust the environment in real time. Corridors stretch and shorten slightly. Shadows multiply. Reflections appear.
My boy got that now. He ready, bro.
Calculated patterns to sync his march.
He ain't playing no games right now.
Every step he takes increases the instability of his own essence. Michael doesn't hesitate, but every action is predictable. He reacts instinctively to the environment's stimuli, following the patterns I've learned to anticipate. The confusion is amplified by holographic projections of multiple Myers, as if he's
Here we
surrounded
go,
by
bro. He
echoes of
crashing
himself.
out.
He attacks shadows, passes through
He
illusory
crashing out,
walls,
y'all.
but doesn't realize the real trap is invisible. His own
Did I
energy is
just see
because
bro
through illusory
running?
walls, but doesn't realize the real.
Nope. I don't think this Michael Myers, bro. I've never, ever, in my 25 years of living, bro, I've never seen bro run, bro. Who is this man?
Realize the real trap is invisible. His own energy is being drained and fragmented. The resonator works in
Wait,
layers.
it's working?
The first just distorts perception. The second starts creating microfissures in the energy, keeping him alive. And the third sinks those fissures with the seals etched around the core. Each
It's
fissure is a
working?
vulnerable point, a fragment of his essence that can be isolated.
これはディズニーヴィラン
At this moment, Myers is no longer just physical. He's an unstable projection of pure hatred, and I have control over the space he believes he dominates. He still walks, still attacks.
So
but
you
every
about to
attempt
go
at
in there and throw
resistance is
hands?
calculated. Every movement an opportunity to deepen his containment. He's walking into his own nightmare, and I'm the architect of every shadow that imprisons him.
So you about to
With
throw
each wave
hands?
from the resonator, the fissures in his essence become visible only to me in the Black Oracle's analysis. He still moves, still tries to strike, but the reality around him doesn't match his actions.
Wait, is that Batman? Is that
Every
really him?
act of
He in there
violence he
throwing hands?
attempts falls out of sync, as if he's trapped between dimensions. It's at this moment that I activate the secondary seals. Runes etched around the core sync with the quantum pulse,
Hey, Batman
creating a
winning?
partial containment field. Michael Myers is still physical, but his essence starts to dilute. He's reduced to fragments of consciousness that can no longer reassemble. To reinforce the effect, I disperse
Bro,
a
I
mist
think he
made of
should be
monitoring
Michael
nanoagents.
Myers.
They don't harm, but they alter his perception of space, heightening the confusion and limiting reflexes. Every move he makes, every misstep, is an opportunity to strengthen the net imprisoning the energy that sustains him. The goal isn't to kill him, or even physically harm him. It's to fragment what makes him invincible, making him vulnerable to definitive containment. When the fragmentation reaches its peak, Myers is ready to be transferred to quantum containment. It's not an ordinary cell, it's a structure that interacts directly with his essence's frequency, sealing each fragment in a state of perpetual suspension. Every seal, every energy field, every quantum pulse was calibrated to neutralize any attempt at reassembly. Here, science and mysticism meet. Ancient artifacts integrated into the structure convert residual hatred energy into a shielding field, ensuring no physical or spectral attack can penetrate. The silver veil collapses around him, and the drones seal the core, converting every remnant of movement into data that feeds the Black Oracle for constant monitoring. Michael Myers isn't destroyed. He's contained, sealed inside a prison that transcends time and space. Every fragment of his essence is now bound to the containment structure, unable to reassemble or escape. The question is no longer whether he can be stopped. It's whether anyone could comprehend what we've created to contain absolute evil. When it's all over, I stand alone before the quantum cell. Michael Myers is contained, but not defeated. His essence hasn't vanished.
I knew it. Bro, I knew Batman was going to win all along, bro. I told y'all from the very beginning, bro. The only way we can win is by containing them, bro. I told y'all. And I told y'all Batman was going to win the whole time. I told y'all this is the reason why Batman is the best. Is pretty much like top 5 best heroes, bro. DC and Marvel. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real, bro. He's one of them. He one of them, bro. Well, I'm you know what? I'm going to say this. He's one of the best top 3, top 5. I'm just say top 5 best human heroes. But I honestly don't think Batman is human, bro. I think he took super soldier serum, bro, when he was with the monks.